Sean, if you were starting a YouTube channel in 2024, what would you do? Especially considering that you've been in the YouTube game for 17 years now. You've started multiple channels, 3 silver play buttons. How would you get started in this new year?
Yeah, so I wrote down 5 things when I thought about this question. And the first one is courage. You have to start messy. And I think about this, I have some tactics as we get into it, but now that I've had the chance to coach so many different people that have started YouTube channels and grow their YouTube channels, I've realized that really the first thing that holds us back is ourself and our fears and our mindsets. We feel like we're not ready. We feel like, man, is anybody going to care? We feel like, am I going to be judged? Is there going to be negative comments? And these are all legitimate mindsets, but you're not going to get results if you don't start. You're never going to know if you don't start. Everything that you want in life is outside of your comfort zone. So I do want to lay a foundation that you got to start before you're ready. You got to start messy. You probably have a million questions. Even if you've already been subscribed to or the Think Media podcast or other channel for a while, you still probably are like, but what about this? But what about that? You have to just start. And my second tip is clarity, and we can hit that one in a second. But the reason that I say start messy is there's really 2 kinds of people. Maybe you're already a professional, a business owner. So you're already you're in real estate, you already are in carpentry, and like you're going to start a DIY channel helping people fix stuff around the home. You know that you're going to start a real estate channel to get leads, clients, and sales in your local community. You know you're a musician that uses Ableton, so you want to start doing music tutorials. Like, you already have clarity. So if you have that, we can dial that in when we get there in a second. But there's this whole other category where someone's listening to this, they know they want to start, but they're unsure. They have a million questions about what niche, what topic, what about this, what about that. And I would encourage you to just start posting videos. Just try something. Don't overthink it, because we do learn by doing. And I know for me, because I didn't have fierce clarity when I started, I just started posting random videos on my Sean Cannell channel. There's a million lessons of mistakes I made, but the benefit of that was I started to learn how to film. I learned how to edit. I experimented with this topic, that topic. And even though the brand ended up being kind of not great and the niche wasn't really clear and I was all over the place, and that wasn't my successful YouTube channel, I haven't even uploaded there in years. It was a personal development experience, a skill development experience. And I like to say I have 4 YouTube channels that helped me eventually start a successful one. So absolutely, in 2024, start as soon as possible. Don't put it off. Don't just watch YouTube videos. Don't just consume information. We learn by doing. Take action, press record. It takes courage. You got to get uncomfortable. So just start.
I kind of want to bring it back to the person who's starting out, right? What pitfalls are they going to run into? What can they avoid? What kind of mistakes are people making that either make them quit YouTube and they just give up on it, or maybe they're making some mistakes so they're not getting views anymore?
Yep.
What would be one of those that you think a lot of people make?
It's funny because those kind of feed into each other. I find that a lot of people give up too soon because they're not getting enough views. So they get discouraged. I've had videos that 240 days after they've been released start taking off. To almost a year. So
viral taking off.
Yeah. And you literally could be a year away from that video that you just made before you quit, or right before you quit, taking off because you just stopped uploading.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think a mistake people get is they get bored. They're like, man, this is boring. Yeah. Well, it might be very boring because it's time for you to start working with other people. I know it is a lonely journey if you are just grinding and doing it all by yourself. But even if you found a collective, or you started masterminding with a few friends, or maybe you started one, you're like, hey, every Monday we're gonna meet on Zoom, and just you kind of did this, right? With so if it was just you and you were just cranking it out, I would imagine you'd get really discouraged. But now you have guys being like, dude, try this thing, let's do that. So I think find a community. And I do love that about VRA, is that there's a community of people constantly. It's every day. It's 24/7 of people checking in on each other, testing video ideas and things like that. Don't allow yourself to live in discouragement. It's okay to get discouraged, but don't live in that, because then it's going to cause you to quit. And by you quitting, there's that ripple effect of what could have been, or what should have been, what probably should have been. I actually think that if you do not quit on YouTube, that is the number one recipe for success is the trying at YouTube.